Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Puget Sound Stormwatch YouTube channel. My name is Anthony. For those of you who tuned into my live stream a couple of nights ago, thank you again very much for subscribing. We're at 439 subs, on our way to 500 here very soon. I wanted to start out as usual looking at windy.com. The radar is clear at the moment across Washington. Are getting some lightning strikes down here in west central Oregon though, so it's possible some of these will be making their way up to the Washington Cascades, or even parts of the lowlands, but confidence is really low at the moment in this forecast. Looking at satellite imagery at this time, here's our upper level spin associated with the trough that gave us some thunder and lightning in the South Sound and areas of the southwest interior as well as Washington coast. The other night, this will be spinning into NorCal and southern Oregon and possibly bringing another chance of thunderstorms to the Cascades and Olympics along with it. There's quite the abundance of low clouds around the Sound in the rest of western Washington at the moment. So we have a really thick marine layer here along the Strait of Juan de Fuca, marine layer across the northern half of the Washington coast, a little bit of clearing here between Moe Cliffs and Ocean Shores, and the marine layer is starting to break up finally around the lowlands. So you're starting to get a lot of clearing down here in Tacoma. The sun's actually outside my window in Milton right now. But as we look south, we see these high clouds associated with the trough coming in. We'll have to watch those later on and see what happens with that. At the very least, it'll block some of the sunlight and cool us off a little bit, but it could bring an enhanced storm chance to the Cascades. The good news with all of these storms that we've been having is it's really helped clean up the air quality on the west side of Washington state. See, it's all really good, if not low and moderate air quality in some areas. However, for the most part, the air quality is great all around the Puget Sound, all the way over to the coast, and for the most part around Victoria, BC, Vancouver, BC, in the Bellingham area, doing really well on air quality, but not doing so hot still on the east side of the state. Some areas are doing better at this time, but it is expected to deteriorate again east of the Cascades here real soon. And of course, it's time to take a look at some weather models. So first off, looking at the NAM 3KM, one of my go-to models, which did not do so hot with a thunderstorm outbreak just a couple nights ago. If we take a look at the run here, it does want to bring an area of light to moderate precipitation off the mountains tomorrow morning at around 4 a.m. However, other models are struggling to agree with this solution, so I'll be taking it with an extreme grain of salt right now. So for the most part, it wants to keep our area dry for most of the day, maybe some rain here in extreme southwest Washington. But then as we go into nighttime, we'll watch this possible area of showers that could have some thunderstorms embedded in it over the Cascades. Just how far west will this make it if it does? And will there be enough precipitation to help damp the ground a little bit in the South Sound? That is the question. Meanwhile, if we go and look at the HER 3KM, the same time frame, 12Z, so the 5 a.m. run, it has quite a different solution. So it wants to bring a lot of the cellular activity to the North Cascades this afternoon, and then watch what happens next. See, we do have that area, so there is some agreement on possibly some rain showers in the Tacoma area early tomorrow morning, but then it wants to bring a lot of this scattered thunderstorm activity to a lot of the Cascades, which, as you guys saw, the NAM 3KM was not showing that solution. The one thing they do both agree on is that the Puget Sound will miss out on a chance of thunderstorms Tuesday going into Wednesday. Maybe even some thunderstorms for parts of the Olympics as well, but none of these models are really agreeing much on the coverage and intensity of these storms. To really see why this is happening, we have to zoom out and go look at some of the deterministic models. So this is the European 12Z showing 500 millibar heights and wind speeds. And there's a clear as day trough signature here off the Northern California coast. Now earlier we did have a little bit of an extension from this trough that gave us a little bit of a shortwave impulse that allowed those storms to happen. That has since passed and moved out of the area. So now it's watching what is going to be the behavior of this trough as it moves east. And then, of course, as we go farther in the time, this is really fantasy period, but there is an indication that maybe the storm train may be starting up in the Pacific. In that case, we'll really be on storm watch mode for the potential for some wind events in the future. Just the confidence is not there right now, so let's not go on a deep dive into what's going to happen a week out from now. Let's just focus on right now. So the trough is expected to move a little bit southeast and hang around for a little bit, but this wouldn't give us favorable thunderstorm conditions here in western Washington in particular. Maybe to the Cascades, but not in western Washington. Then we go and take a look at 500 millibar relative humidity. This is up at 18,000 feet. You can see this spin clear as day with the trough. And it's pulling a lot of moisture in from the desert southwest as well as the Pacific. So plenty of moisture there for storms to continue to develop. But we just don't have that instability down here in the Sound. We have plenty of it up in the mountains, and that's why the storm chance continues for them. But just nowhere near enough of an unstable air mass for western Washington, particularly the lowlands. 500 millibar wind speeds are showing this in even clearer detail. The area of strongest winds will stay well south of the Pacific Northwest. So the strongest winds at 18,000 feet will affect areas of California, Nevada, and a lot of the desert southwest. But we won't get those beneficial upper level winds for storm development up here in Washington. This is the first time I've shown this map on the briefings, but this is the active wildfire map around Washington state. Now, unfortunately, I am seeing quite a number of new fire starts from this lightning event. On the stream, we were watching the White Pass ski cams looking up towards Mount Rainier in areas of the Wildcat fire. We did notice quite a couple of small little dots on the camera as well, which we suspected were new fire starts. Unfortunately, this map is showing that to be true. So we have the Minnehaha fire down here, the Twin fire, as well as the Sand fire. All of these are not showing up very large heat signatures at the moment, so they're not too large, but at the same time, they are there. Also, as of 2 days ago, here's an update on the Wildcat fire burning near Chinook Pass. It is 7,566 acres in size, and as of 24 hours ago, has increased by 870 acres with 0% containment. So not a good situation down there. We did not get any beneficial precipitation around this fire the last couple days. And of course, the most infamous fire burning west of the Cascades right now, the Bear Gulch fire, is over 10,000 acres now as of 2 days ago and only 9% containment. Not a great situation up there with very little precip amounts expected over the next few days. So overall, mostly pleasant conditions around western Washington today with a little bit of uncertainty in the near term. We're not sure if any of these showers are going to make it up to the Cascades and possibly spark some storms. So we will have to keep tabs on that. I'm posting daily, sometimes multiple times a day on Facebook. You guys want to go check me out. It's Puget Sound Stormwatch on Facebook. Also expanding my horizon too, because I just started today this new, I believe this is pronounced coffee site. It's similar to Buy Me a Coffee. So I now have set up one-time donations as well as the option for monthly donations if you're interested to helping out Puget Sound Stormwatch. Since this is now my full-time gig, I do not have a job outside of this. I'm surviving solely off of this brand. And also, as a friendly reminder, I do have the Stormwatch shop in commission. I currently have 4 designs going. These are some examples of it. I have Let Me Take a Shelfie, Stratus Quo, the Puget Sound Stormwatch logo, as well as the highly requested Every Cloud Has a Story. So with all that being said, that should conclude this briefing for today. We'll just be keeping our eyes peeled to see what the behavior of this trough is in the next couple of days. I'll also be launching the Patreon page for Puget Sound Stormwatch here very soon. I'm just figuring out all the tiers and getting everything all set up, and then that should be going live in the next couple of days, I hope. And also, I'll be launching the Blue Sky account, which is similar to X or Twitter. The Blue Sky account specifically for Puget Sound Stormwatch updates. Thank you all again for your support, and this is Anthony signing off. Have a great day, everyone.